everyone, it's Fairy Witch 1 here, and I am going to talk to you today about the selkie. I'm going to read you the story about the selkie and then tell you what it means. Now, like I said yesterday, I'm going to talk to you about water fairies. This is one of the water fairies, the selkie. So here we go. Once upon a time in the cold northern lands, a weary hunter was returning home late at night. His journey took him close to the seashore, where the full moon bathed the waters and the sand shone white as pearl. He pushed through the bushes, and then, to his amazement, he saw three beautiful women dancing naked, where the waves rippled about their slender feet. Now, he was amazed, and the hunter watched, and it seemed to him that eerie music played in the light sea breeze. He looked down, and there on the sands lay three seal skins, one for each of the graceful dancers. The hunter had heard tales of sea women, whose soulful eyes betrayed the fact that they had human souls. He was lonely and longed for a wife to share his nights. He looked again at the lovely dancers, and on impulse seized one of the skins and buttoned it up inside his jerkin, which is like a jacket. The dance was ended. With silvery light, the women skipped over to retrieve the skins, slipping inside them and diving into the waves. Only one, the most beautiful of all, could not find her skin, and was looking for it, increasingly panicking as the hunter confronted her. "I have your skin," he told her. "Come with me and marry me. I will give you back the skin after 7 years, and you may do as you please." Secretly, the hunter believed that the seal woman would be so happy with him that she would give up all thoughts of the cold ocean in favour of his warmth of his heart. How little he understood the call of the waves and the haunting music. I'll carry on, but I just want to show you the picture in this book. It's a great picture in this book. What could the poor seal maiden do? She consented and went away with the hunter, and they lived together happily enough. She did all that was expected of her. Only her huge grey eyes were distant, gazing every so often towards the sea. She bore the hunter a son and loved him dearly, but her skin grew dry and cracked, and her beautiful face was sad. At the end of the 7 years she came to her husband and begged for the sealskin, but he became angry. "Would you leave your son?" he challenged her. "Would you go and disappear into the waves?" The seal woman became even quieter and more sorrowful, and her eyes became larger and larger, like great pools, yet never did she shed a tear, for some sorrows are too great for crying. Her son loved her dearly and did all he could to cheer her up. He listened to his parents talking and realised the truth about his mother. Unable to bear the thought of her unhappiness, he took to following his father around stealthily until one day he saw him dig up a sealskin, check that it was intact, and inter it again. The boy was overjoyed. Now he could make his mother smile. He waited until his father was on a hunting trip and returned to where his skin was buried. Swiftly he dug it up and ran with it to his mother. How her grey eyes shone when she saw the skin! Hardly stopping to embrace the boy, she ran towards the shore, where she slipped into the skin and made for the waters. The boy ran after her, crying, shouting, "Mother, don't leave me, please take me with you." For an instant the seal woman hesitated, then she caught hold of the boy, breathed her magic breath into him, and carried him with her beneath the waves. In the underwater world the boy learnt many wondrous things, absorbing the wisdom and grace of his mother's people. But he knew he could not stay forever, for his destiny lay in the earthly world with his father. When the time was right, his mother took him back to the shore, and kissing him for the last time, took sorrowful leave of him. The devastated hunter was overjoyed to see his boy back again, and helped him to adapt once more to life on land. But every time the lad looked out to the moonlight stand, he could feel the presence of his mother. At length he became a renowned musician, and his greatest pleasure was to sit upon the beach and play, while the seal people cavorted far out on the waves. Now what this story means Now the story of the selkie comes from the Scottish island of Orkney and the Shetland Isles. There are several versions which vary slightly, but they all have the same theme. The hauntingly beautiful selkies were known to mate occasionally with humans and to awaken in them a yearning for the other world. Inevitably, the union ended in tragedy, for the selkie must return to the watery home, and if trapped, eventually escaped just as the water runs from between the fingers of the cupped hand. The story shows the greatest gifts arising from a mating between human and fairy is creative inspiration. It is a mistake to try to control and imprison the elusive magic of the fairy, for that it is to destroy the very thing one loves, and it is courting disaster to break a promise, as the hunter husband did. However, in the son of the huntsman and the selkie, the fairy's gifts are realised, for he is able to play the most enchanting music, which is one of the ways we have of bridging the gaps between this world and the other world. The sea represents emotion, but there are not just personal emotion and ordinary human bonds. The sea signifies the longing of humanity, all memories and feelings of the age that are too overwhelming, too deep, ever to be cast aside by a being as sensitive as selkie. She belongs to the collective emotional pool, and she must dance the dance of life. She has far more to experience than simply the domestic joys of marriage and motherhood. For us, the selkie represents the longing of the soul for its true home, which may be very distant and different from our everyday home. The selkie teaches us to listen to the deepest songs of our heart and to follow the yearnings, for only in that way can we find peace. The message of the selkie is there for you, in the grey and green, the purple and white of the Northern Ocean, as it swirls around pewter rocks and ripples out to meet the misty horizon. Hear the call of your heart, but first understand that you must be honest with yourself. If you are keeping up appearances in order to feel secure and be accepted, you may be paying too heavy a price. Don your sealskin and have the courage to plunge into the waves. So that is the story of the selkie. Hope you've all enjoyed that. They're one of the water fairies, like I said. There are many others, like tomorrow I will tell you the story of the Undine. And I've got quite a few more to tell you. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I will try and get some more spells for you to bring together. But I hope you've enjoyed that, and bless it be.